It's 71,000 square feet of indoor training facility nirvana. Leagues, events, camps, clinics. From Big Easy Sportsplex, 800 Webb Street in the Elmwood area, just off Earhart Expressway. Welcome to Louisiana baseball. From inside the Big Easy Sportsplex, welcome to another edition of Louisiana Baseball. Hi again, everyone. I'm Eric Ritchie. It's actually the final version of the season. A lot to get to as we prepare you for conference tournaments, also news on a coaching change. But before we get to that, just when you thought we've been at every place in the 71,000 square feet here at the Big Easy, let's check in and find out where Joey Cabeceras is this week.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, we got an exciting show to end it all up. We're upstairs at Big Easy Sportsplex and Total Package Performances Adult Fitness Center. But it's not just for adults. They bring kids up here, too. If you look behind me, this is a track, speed track, directly upstairs in a straight line. We have a couple guys in here who are really good at that. Holding a little medicine ball, not that I use it a whole lot anymore these days. But we had a nice show coming back at you, leading off the top with UNO and Coach Maestri. I'll chime in on that when we get back.
Joey, thanks so much. 2 years ago when we began Louisiana baseball, our very first leadoff story pertained to Ron Maestri, coming back after nearly 3-decade absence from the dugout to take over the UNO program. Now on our final show of year 2, we also lead off with Coach Maestri, who's had enough after 2 years back with the Privateers. It was just under a month ago, and little did we know then, UNO had just won its final conference game of the season. For Ron Maestri, it turned out to be his final conference win of his comeback. Maestri announcing Sunday night he was retiring after spending the past 2 seasons back in the dugout as the head coach of the Privateers. Tell me about you, year 2 here. How's it going for you as opposed to maybe this time last year? Are you where you want to be as far as overall, or I know the wins and losses aren't where you want to be, but just kind of bring us up to date where you are, Coach Maestri.
Well, we're a better team than we were last year without question, but we've had the injuries. Capilano still hasn't played in over a month. But yeah, I'm pleased, particularly the kids we brought in. They're doing a great job.
I don't know where to start with Ron Maestri. He's a local icon, baseball legend. He's meant so much to the city, so much to the sport. You ask Skip Bertman, who's the most influential guy in the state of Louisiana in baseball, he'll say Ron Maestri. So in my opinion, that guy can't do anything wrong. Came in 2 years ago, put a little spin on some things. I think UNO is at a spot where the conference itself is extremely strong. The Southland Conference is really good. These aren't pushovers at all. And then you can't afford to get hurt, and you can't afford to lose some arms like they did. I'm a UNO alum. Here's my perspective. If I'm the head coach at UNO, I'm the next guy, I'm not signing one kid until I sign all the guys out of New Orleans that I know can play. And even if they're okay, that's the guys we want to win with, that's the guys we want to lose with. So I told somebody the other day, it says University of New Orleans. It's not an international university, it's this place. I think if you do that, then I think you'll get people in the seats. I think you'll play good quality baseball. We have enough recruiting class here. That's my advice, take it or leave it with UNO. But, Ron Maestri, again, thank you for coming back and doing that. You meant a lot to me when I was there as a player, and I hope nothing but the best for you.
Joey, thanks so much. Ironically, we'll keep it in the Southland Conference and talk about Southeastern, who ended up regular season play their best in school history by sweeping UNO. Now, winning game 1 of that 3-game set was the conference clincher. Let's check out some of the highlights and hear from these Lions, who once again got a 3rd consecutive shutout from Tate Ciano.
I think the neat part about this club is we haven't tried to look past any opponent or any game, and we knew we couldn't win a championship day 1. We knew it was the first step. We knew it was the first step in the process to do it, and the neat part about tonight, going out there, having our meeting before the game, it was fine right there in front of us. Obviously, couldn't be more proud of this group, more proud of Tate Ciano. Like we talked about, you want the horse in the bump and big moments, and son of a gun, did he ever go get it. Couldn't be more proud the amount of time and effort they put in, the way they bounce back, stay so consistent all year long. They've done a good job of taking the tough losses and you know, positive or negative, we've been able to move on all year long. There's a lot of people who have put a lot of sweat, blood, and tears in this program. And this ain't only just for this crew. This is for all the crews that ever put that time in our place.
This game was big, and we just needed one more to make history. And we just had to go out there and just do what we've been doing all season. I couldn't do it without them. Defense, offense, they're always behind me no matter what, good, the bad. You just got to tip your hat to my team.
It's almost like one of those moments where you just think about everything in the past that you've gone through just to get to this moment. And it's just, it's the greatest feeling in the world. You think about the fall and the conditioning and everything you train for, and this is it. And to be in that dog pile, it's unbelievable.
It's tough. Just trying to catch my breath, Our first goal this year, obviously, we got a little taste of it last year, It felt very, very good. And, we were hungry from the time we lost at LSU last year, and we knew we were going to be back. And we set out the goal to win the conference outright this year, and it feels awesome to accomplish it.
Literally the strongest Southeastern team in school history this year, best record they ever had. I've had two brothers go to Southeastern in the past in the 70s and 80s to play, and one of them actually went to the Division II World Series. So he's really proud right now of that school. He went to some alumni function and couldn't stop talking about how good that team is and how amazed he is at some of the kids that play and how Coach Reiser does such a great job. The story really for these guys is Tate Ciano. He's the Oral Hershiser, Don Drysdale of college baseball, and he's thrown 3 shutouts. So if you put him on the mound against anybody, all you got to do is get a run and you win. So they're heading over to Sugar Land, Texas for their conference tournament. They're the 1 seed. If they swing the bats and they get some timely hits and the right guys get on the mound at the right times, they're going to be a team that's going to run through the postseason. So good luck to those guys. Way to cap it off.
The Nichols Report is brought to you by Ortho LA, Walters, Meyer, Trosclair and Associates, and by YKM Consulting. Nichols enters the Southland Conference Tournament as the number 3 seed after winning 10 of its last 11 games of the regular season. The Colonels had 8 All-Southland Conference accolades, highlighted by Justin Sinibaldi at 10-1, the Conference Pitcher of the Year. Stuart Holmes, with the school record 15 saves, named the Conference Relief Pitcher of the Year. And third baseman JUCO transfer Kyle Reese, who led the conference in batting average and slugging percentage, was named the Southland Newcomer of the Year. Now in Sugar Land, Texas, the Colonels turn their attention squarely on the Southland Conference Tournament.
I think our guys are very confident, they're very ready, and just like you said, we just have to be smart and be mature about it. But I think this club has kind of mastered that over the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. They're hungry, they're excited. I think playing it early in the morning, game 1 of the tournament, I think they're motivated to do this, and so I think our guys will definitely perform at a high level. They're hungry, our pitchers are ready, which is our strength, and getting the timely hit, and playing our style of baseball.
The Nichols Report is brought to you by Ortho LA, Walters, Meyer, Trosclair and Associates, and by YKM Consulting. It's time for our first break here in Louisiana baseball. Later in the show, we head to Lake Charles and check in with Dr. Brett Cassio for our medical minute. But up next, the top-ranked team in the country, the LSU Tigers, prepare for a trip to Hoover. We'll preview their run at an SEC championship after this. Louisiana baseball is brought to you by Big Easy Sportsplex, by Royal Honda, AMG Specialty Hospital, and by orthopedic specialist Dr. Brett Cassio.
Giving you a great deal is what makes Royal Honda #1 in the greater New Orleans area. Visit us on Veterans in Metairie and RoyalHonda.com.
Royal Honda, the dealership that's different.
And remember, when you buy from the appliance giant, you always get the best deal.
Tony Campo, the appliance giant, always told me if you want to sell appliances in this town, you got to offer the best name brands. That's why at Campo we offer lines like Thermador and Bosch. Right now, when you buy a Thermador cooktop, wall oven, or one of their beautiful ranges from Campo, I'll give you a Thermador dishwasher for free. Come to Campo today to see how we can take your kitchen to the next level when you buy local.
At Ortho LA, we specialize in treating patients of all ages with orthopedic injuries that affect their ability to function in the workplace or on the playing field.
I think we have the best ability to get patients back to 100% as quickly as possible.
And we also had the addition of Dr. Richard Morvant, so now we're a group of 5 surgeons here, all fellowship trained.
The quality of care for the patients is probably what I feel is the best thing that we have to offer.
Your health and comfort is our top priority. Our goal is to make you as comfortable as possible.
I think when they come here, it's a family atmosphere. They get treated with special attention from the day they walk in the door.
The doctors at Ortho LA are easily accessible, working closely with area coaches and trainers.
We all played sports, and so we understand the athlete.
Ortho LA, committed to excellence, providing the highest quality of every aspect of orthopedic care. Welcome back to Louisiana baseball, and for LSU, it's welcome back to Hoover, where the Tigers have won back-to-back SEC tournament championships. They head to Hoover this season as the #1 team in the country after claiming an outright 16th SEC regular season crown. Coming off winning 2 of 3 against South Carolina, the Tigers are playing as well as anyone in the country, hitting the ball defensively and on the mound, led by Alex Lang, who's 10-0 and was named the SEC Freshman of the Year.
They believe that they can win a championship or multiple championships, including the ultimate championship, and they're going to go out there and do the very best that they can. I'm really proud of everything that they've done this year. But I can't emphasize enough, as I just told them in a meeting, you know, God puts the eyes in front of your face so that you can go forward, not on the back of your head, so that you can see where you've been. And so that's where our focus is. We haven't accomplished anything yet.
I feel like I'm just doing whatever it takes to help the team win this year. I feel like I did that the past 2 years as well. But yeah, I'd say just a steady year all around. I think playing good defense and swinging it pretty good, and just happy that we're winning games. That's why I came here in the first place, was just to win, and that's what we're doing. So I'm very happy. It's very comparable to our season 2013.
LSU capping it off up at South Carolina, taking 2 out of 3 from those guys. That's a good team, good hitting team, good pitching team, always kind of known for their arms. LSU kind of roughed them up a little bit, scored a bunch of runs. But the story of the entire season almost for these guys, and the story for this conference series for them, was Alex Lang. He's a freshman. He's out of the gate 10-0. The kid's never lost in college. He's got a big, heavy fastball. You know, they saw him run it up to 94 miles an hour one time. But the kind of stuff that really gets you is he's got that second pitch it's a big out pitch. It's hard to square him up. And when he gets run support, he's going to chew you up all day. He's going to pitch ahead just like a poker player plays when he's got a big stack of chips. So what I want you to check out, though, is when we go to this clip from a week ago, this kid is really composed. He's very, very poised, and you don't see that a lot in an 18 or a 19-year-old kid, let alone, you know, a kid's first start and getting in the Southeastern Conference. Just listen to what he says, kind of check out his mannerisms, and you can pick up on it. But this is an exciting kid. I can't wait to see this guy progress in college.
Can you sum up what this freshman year has been like to this point, Alex?
It's been a blast. I've had fun all the way through. It's been a fantastic experience. I love this team. My teammates are awesome. The coaching staff is awesome. Playing in this type of environment is something that I can't describe. I can't really fathom, but I'm having a great time here. And, I'm really excited to see what's to come for this team. So this is a special group of guys.
The UL Lafayette Report is brought to you by AMG Specialty Hospital.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Raging Cajun Report, brought to you each and every week by AMG Specialty Hospital. Well, all season long, AMG has been a proud sponsor of this segment, and joining me right now is the president of AMG, and for the full disclosure, my brother as well, Gus Rance, former college baseball pitcher. Why did you guys decide to get involved with the show?
Well, Ronnie, you know, we're based right here out of Lafayette, Louisiana. I've been a Raging Cajun fan, you know, really my whole life living here. My kids, we go to games, and I've been enjoying, you know, the success of the baseball program. We figured it was the least we could do is get involved.
AMG, which was formerly Acadiana Management Group, in 1999 it was started. In 2009 the name changed to AMG. What all do you do?
We're in the specialty hospital business. We focus on physical rehabilitation hospitals. Those are strokes and knees and people trying to get back into shape. And then we also work with long-term acute care hospitals. Those are much sicker patients, much more critically ill. For more information, please go to amgihm.com.
Well, thanks so much for being a part of the show, former college baseball pitcher. And for more on the Ragin' Cajuns and what they're looking like for the postseason, here's Eric Ritchie.
Thanks, Ronnie. For the second straight year, UL Lafayette with the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year. Junior shortstop Blake Trahan claims the honor, with left-handed starting pitcher Gunnar Leger being named the Sun Belt Conference Freshman of the Year. After sweeping ULM to close out the season, the Ragin' Cajuns enter the Sun Belt Conference tournament in Troy, Alabama as the number 3 seed.
To be where we're at, to have played for a conference championship a week ago, and then to be going into here with the best RPI in our conference, I think it's a lot of credit to these guys and what they've accomplished according to what they lost.
It's a lot of confidence going into the tournament, which I think we needed after losing 2 to South Al.
It was awesome. It's going to be some good momentum going into the tournament, and we're ready to go, and everybody's excited. Knowing that this can be our last game if we go and drop 2, so I think this young team knows that, and we'll be able to play hard every day.
The UL Lafayette Report is brought to you by AMG Specialty Hospital. Now to Tulane, where the Green Wave found themselves literally in a must-win situation in the final game of a 3-game set against Memphis. It was actually the final day, so let's try that again. 3, 2. Off to Tulane now, where the Green Wave will head to Clearwater, Florida as the number 3 seed in the American Athletic Conference. No easy task, as Tulane had to sweep a doubleheader on the final day of the regular season to clinch that 3rd spot. Time now for the Green Wave Report.
Oh, exceptionally proud. I mean, they just keep giving us everything they got, and we find the little mistakes all the time, but the effort's always there, the attitude's always right, from the coaches all the way through to our bullpen catcher. So I couldn't be more pleased. It's just a tribute to our players, just to keep going. It's been a dogfight the entire conference race. It's been tough. At times it's been fun. It's been stressful. But it's the right kind of stress, it's the right kind of grind, and we're enjoying it.
Just knowing that we got to fight that much harder and prove something, because right now, not a lot of, people see us going that far, and we just got to prove it to everyone.
We did, after last year, we were in Conference USA, we're coming to a new conference, we didn't know what it'd be like, and it's a great conference, and we're right in the thick of things, and it's fun to play.
Tulane with backs to the wall, you kind of get to see what that team's made of. They came out on a Tuesday night against USM, struggled, got beat in a game they really needed to win, hurt them in the RPI. Then they go play Memphis. Memphis takes the first game, they get some rain, now they have to win. And hats off to those guys. They won their last 2 games in a doubleheader, and they needed those wins. What that did for those guys would have put them in sole possession of 3rd place in the American Athletic Conference. So that's a huge gain for those guys. It's a huge kind of stepping stone for those guys into the postseason. And in the past 6 years, that's their best finish. They tied for 3rd a few years back, but they're now sole possession of it this year. So hats off to those guys. Really great season. They head down to Clearwater, Florida for their conference tournament. Let's look for some good things coming out of there. Maybe get those guys into a super regional.
When it comes to you or a loved one facing a long-term stay in a hospital, there are other long-term acute care hospitals, and then there is AMG Specialty Hospital. AMG Specialty Hospital is a long-term acute care hospital known as a LTAC. We are designed to give care to patients who require an extended hospital stay. AMG Specialty Hospital focuses on putting our patients first, which is why 90% of our specialty hospital patients and their families would recommend us to others. Other LTACs will care for you. AMG Specialty Hospital will care about you. AMG is committed to delivering quality health care to our patients within the communities we serve. Go ahead, ask your doctor which LTAC hospital they would trust most for their own loved ones. If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there. But if you're looking for the best long-term acute care hospital with great patient care, AMG is proudly serving 8 locations in Louisiana and 7 other locations within the United States. So when the best care is as close as this, there's absolutely no reason to go to any LTAC other than AMG's healthcare management for complex medical needs.
Giving you a great deal is what makes Royal Honda #1 in the greater New Orleans area. Visit us on Veterans in Metairie and RoyalHonda.com.
Royal Honda. Honda, the dealership that's different.
So this is our second installment of recruiting for high school baseball players in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's brought to you by NOCA Baseball, the NOCA Prospect Group, which is basically New Orleans Coach Association. It's a bunch of head high school coaches that are doing the right thing right now. We covered a little bit of, are you a prospect? What kind of exposure are you getting? We even talked a little bit about academics. We talked about your financial situation right now. What kind of money do you need? And we talked about the references that you're going to have listed to back up whether or not you're a prospect or not. Now look, there are guys out there like Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper didn't need a trusted reference. Anybody can watch it play. He's the first pick of the draft. For everyone else, you need trusted references. And that's just something you're going to need. And you're going to need people that have skin in the game and don't have skin in the game to help you out. Moving over to this side, again, it gets a little tighter because we're narrowing it down. 3 and 4 needs. What are that college's needs? What is that organization's needs? Do they need immediate help pitching? Do they need a catcher? Are they graduating a guy? Somebody getting drafted? That will tell them where they need to spend money. And under needs, what you have to understand is if you're a senior right now, so let's just say you're a senior next year, all right? That money that's being spent is gone. It's already been given or allotted to prospects right now. So don't think that LSU, Tulane, that they're sitting on sports money or you know, the scholarship money, and they can give it to you while you're a senior. It's not going to happen. Those guys don't have the money. Now, after the year happens, guys graduate, move on. Certainly things free up. And there's other aid type programs you can get too. But you got to get it done sophomore and junior year. What it really comes down to at the end is production. And I put, put up or shut up, really. And what that means is if you're a junior in high school and they come to see you play, or your yearly stats in, say, the Catholic League, or you hit 220, 230 with no home runs, I promise you, no matter how good you are defensively, unless you are an absolute flyer, you're probably not going to be a top-tier prospect for them. They're going to risk a lot of money on. But you hit 400, you hit a couple out the yard, you hit in the middle of the lineup for your team, you become a guy that has good trusted references, they'll take it. That's a less riskier proposition for those guys. So you have to produce. It doesn't mean you have to hit a home run in the game they come to. It just means when you go get that at bat, have fun. When you get on the mound, have fun. Throw the ball, attack the batter. Don't go up there and get nervous, because if you're nervous because a scout's there, you'll be nervous because 10,000 fans show up. So if that's the case, that they're going to know that. Have a good time playing, okay? Your skills will speak for themselves, but you got to produce. If you don't produce, you got to go back to the drawing board and say, am I a prospect? And if you say, well, I'm not, and I got little things, what's your deficiency? What can we work on? Because there are things we can work on. Getting faster, getting better with the glove, not committing the errors, making better contact, not striking out, generating a little more power. These are all things that we can work on, but we have to put it all together and then come back. And it's just a nice cycle for these players. So I know it's a 2-part series. We could do a 20-part series and not get to all of it. I can just tell you that with NOCA baseball, you're going to have enough dynamics, coaches from all over that kind of come together to make these evaluations and assessments. That's going to be very unique for these kids, and I'm excited about what we can do for some guys in the future. So we'll kick it over to Brett right now for our final medical minute. Dr. Cascio, take it away.
Thank you, Joey. Overuse injuries and preventing injury is one of those issues that's really close to my heart. I hate to see these young players end their careers way too early because they're overused or they throw too much as a young player because they're on multiple teams. There are some risk factors that exist that parents can control to limit the risk of overuse injury to a player. One of those is playing on multiple teams. playing too much, throwing too much, playing year-round. All these are red flags for causing injuries for young players. These are one of the reasons we see so many Tommy John injuries in young players. You know, the original Tommy John surgery was described in a baseball player that was well into his career in the majors. This injury and this surgery did not start in young teenagers, but now we see it more commonly in young teenagers. So what we do locally is and which I think most people are doing, is we agree on pitch limits. We agree on rest periods. You know, there's a controversy on whether kids can throw curveballs or breaking pitches. I'm okay with kids learning how to throw any kind of pitch as long as they're taught appropriately by someone who knows, such as yourself and at Big Easy Sports, where you teach kids the right mechanics. My experience with the Baltimore Orioles, I go to spring training with the Baltimore Orioles, and it's very interesting to see how far players make it when they avoid injury. Players, and sometimes they're not even the best players, can make long careers as long as they stay healthy. Staying healthy is the most important part. If you overuse yourself and get an overuse injury, you're not going to make it to the next level, and you're also not going to have fun while you're playing. Thank you, Joey and Richie. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun, and look forward to next year.
Hi, I'm Greg Walter. I'm Tommy Meyer.
And I am Ray Trosclair. We are private wealth advisors with Ameriprise Financial. We believe that your success is not only measured by your financial well-being, but how confident you are about your future.
No matter what your financial dreams are, our mission is to help you reach your financial goals through a personal relationship based on knowledgeable advice.
Let our team at Walters, Meyer, Trosclair & Associates help you feel more confident about your financial future.
Giving you a great deal is what makes Royal Honda #1 in the greater New Orleans area. Visit us on Veterans in Metairie and RoyalHonda.com.
Royal Honda, the dealership that's different.
We're in the bottom of the 9th inning of the final edition of Louisiana baseball in year 2. Before we say goodbye, one more time, let's go upstairs and check back in with Joey Cabaceres.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with the show and what happened last year and how we got a little traction, and this year we got even more. You know, I get phone calls all the time, emails, texts, people making fun of me on TV because they should, and just saying it's a good thing that we're doing this show. We're digging into college baseball, high school baseball, trying to give you guys insights into some stuff, maybe doing some mechanics on some things, maybe talking about heavy ball and how to not throw them and stuff like that. We're trying to offer enough things with an educational kind of background behind it to hopefully, you know, engage you guys. So hopefully the show keeps growing. It keeps covering all the topics you want to cover. Thanks again to Dr. Cassio for all he does for us. Some of the other orthopedists we've had on in the past. I hope to continue all that stuff. And thanks to Big Easy Sportsplex. I mean, I say that as one of the partners here, but we have free range up here. We're upstairs in the total package area and you know, in a weight room, which I don't go in anymore. So it's been fun, and it's been a lot of fun doing this stuff. Thanks to Eric Ritchie and his crew that come in every day. A lot of people behind the scene that make this look good. So again, can't wait to do it for you next year and look for future shows.
Joey, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure once again here at the Big Easy Sportsplex. Can't say enough about the good folks here and what an awesome facility it is. Not just the 71,000 square feet, but all of the different sports that you're able to play here inside the Big Easy Sportsplex. Louisiana baseball, year 2 is now complete, thanks to all the people behind the scenes that make this show possible. I'm Eric Ritchie saying so long, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Oh, it's great. I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy coming out here onto the field. If he gets on, I want you to fake a bunt, okay? And then I might let you hit and run. It's competitive. I always like to compete. I want to win more, but I understand that. I understand where we are with the program. Don't look at me like that. Just look at the call. I think there's a heck of a lot more teaching, particularly with this club, because we have some inexperience. We've got a lot of young kids, but that's good. That's why we're here, and I think it'll pay off in the long run.